That is enough. That is so welcome, welcome. Good evening, good evening. So first of all, let me hear what you've been working on so we can go over some examples. I did have one in my email. Somebody sent me a system of equations word problem. I think Keith, you said you want to know how to find the slope and y-intercept and graph a line, so we can do that. How about you, Destiny? What you been working on?
You know what? That's what I need to learn better too, to go back over that one because I stopped going over the one that you're going over right now.
Okay, all right. So let me put this on the screen. And Lynell, how about you?
I was working on the expressions and just working on like the tests to see what what I know and stuff like that. The little ones that you got in what is that, CK12 or yeah.
Oh, my Canvas course.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want you to do is if you score like
Okay.
70 or above, 80 or above, 75, that's, you know, can you go over those ones you got wrong? I would probably say you know it well enough to move to the next thing. That's what I first would say. All right, so let's look at this one here. All right, so I'm gonna walk through this step by step. And now on the exam, you will not have to graph a linear equation. But what they will give you is they'll give you an equation and you got to identify the graph. So being able to graph helps you with being able to pick out which one is the graph, right? So first of all, let me ask you as a group, how would I start this problem? What do I know? Because remember, I always say, identify what you know. What do we know?
Mhm.
What do we know?
That mm, that do we know that the y is the intercept
Do we know the y-intercept? What is the y-intercept?
1/2?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. When you have a linear equation, first of all, linear
It,
equation is defined as an equation where the highest exponent is 1. So that means if you have x squared or p squared, that's not a linear equation. Okay. Now in this case, so that first of all, that's a linear equation. The second of all, when we talk about slope, slope is presented in 3 different ways. So if you look at your formula sheet, they have slope intercept form, they have standard form, and then they have point slope form. If you notice, I really haven't touched point slope form. You rarely see it, but it's not difficult. So first of all, can anybody identify what form this linear equation is in?
Mhm.
So that's first.
What is it? Y equals mf plus b.
MXB.
Y equal mx plus b. What is that called?
Linear equation. So, so finish.
Okay, you have to know that.
So
Y equal mx plus b. But this form, when it's presented that way, is called slope intercept form. The reason why it's called slope intercept form is because you should be able to look at this equation and identify the slope in the y-intercept immediately. What does the m stand for in this equation? Does anybody know?
Um, all right. The M is the slope, right?
The m is the slope.
Mhm.
The b is the what?
Y-intercept.
The y-intercept. Okay. So if you know the form is slope intercept form, and you know it's y equal mx plus b, and you know the m is the slope, what you should be able to look at is, in this form, my m, which is the slope, is what's in front of the x. So my slope for this equation is what?
1/2.
1/2. It's that easy.
Hmm.
What's my y-intercept?
Uh,
4. 4.
4. That easy. You should be able to identify the slope and the y-intercept just by looking at it. But you have to know that it must look like y equal mx plus b. If it does not, it is not in slope-intercept form. So for example, y minus 4 equal 2x. It's not in slope-intercept form.
Right.
Can I easily put it in slope-intercept form? Yeah. If I add 4 to both sides, and then I'll get y equal 2x plus 4. And then now it's in slope-intercept form. So again, you must be able to identify slope-intercept form. Okay. So the slope of this equation is 1/2. The y-intercept is plus 4. What do I mean when I say the y-intercept? Can somebody tell me that?
Mhm.
Can somebody tell me what is meant when I say, because you said m is the slope, b is the y-intercept, but what does that y-intercept tell me? Well, what does it
Tell you when
mean?
they cross.
Where crosses the what? Y-intercept.
Y-intercept.
So where crosses where?
The Y
The y what? The y what?
intercept.
No.
No. Um.
Um,
Spit it out.
is it?
Okay, the y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis.
The axis. I couldn't spit it out.
So, and that's where people get confused, right?
The
Because
Y
it's
axis
y,
and the X
it's
axis.
it's the y value, it's the y-intercept, it's the y-axis. Those mean different things. So when you say y, I needed to hear y-axis.
All right.
Okay. So the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So we said plus 4, correct?
Yes.
So it crosses the y-axis at plus 4. That's my first point. That's not hard at all. You know, when you see, if you identify the y-intercept, you know it's directly on the y-axis because that's where x is equal to 0. That's the definition of the y-intercept, where x is equal to 0. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Let me make sure you understand, because I need you to have a conceptual understanding of what that means, right? So let me
X.
save this. Let me save this for a second, and I'm gonna go to a blank page real fast because I need you to truly understand what that means, right? So let me clear this here, and I'm gonna undo it to come back to it. But if I have an equation y equal 1/2 x plus 4, to identify points on this line, I can make a table. Okay. When x is 0, can somebody tell me what y is?
Um, one.
Not 1.
Um,
If x is 0, can somebody tell me what y is?
0.
0.
Why do you say 0?
Because you're just going over to the Y axis.
No.
No.
No,
So
because
go ahead. So
um
listen to what I said. Y equal 1/2 x plus 4. When x is equal to 0, what is y? So the first of all, if
four.
x 4, who said 4?
Me. Then
Yes. So
yeah,
what you're doing is you're
yeah,
substituting what x is. So y equal 1/2 times 0 plus 4.
+4.
Y equal 0 plus 4. Y
Mhm.
equal 4. So that's my first point. If X was 2, I would do the same thing. Y equal 1/2 times 2 plus 4. Y equal 1/2 of 2 is 1 plus 4. Y equal 5. So my second point is 2 comma 5. This table can be represented as 2 points, 0 comma 4 and 2 comma 5. This table and these ordered pairs is the same information. They're just shown in different ways. Did everybody understand that?
Mm.
So when X is 0, this is how you find your y-intercept.
Mhm.
Does everybody understand that?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let me clear the screen and let me go back. Because see, the small things are important. So that's why when I ask you questions, right, it's important, and especially in this space, right, you can't be afraid to not know. You can't be afraid to make mistakes, because this is where you're gonna get that conceptual understanding. So hold on, let me go back to that sheet. Now I gotta find which sheet it was. Oh, that might take me forever. There we go. So my y-intercept is 4. Does everybody understand why that point now is on the y-axis at 0 comma 4? Does everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, what's the slope? Can somebody tell me what the slope is?
Uh,
1/2.
1/2. So m equal 1/2. But that's also, when we have a graph,
And
it's
rise
rise
over
over
run.
run. All these
Mhm.
concepts are related. We figured out how to find a slope from a graph. Now what we want to do is use the slope to get to another point.
Mhm.
Okay. So from this point, what direction am I going to go?
Up
How many?
1
1. Why did you say go up 1?
because that's my rise.
Because your rise is 1. Not hard, not difficult. But what you have to do when you're doing these problems, you have to say the words. You have to say m equal 1/2. To get to my second point, I got to use my slope, which is rise over run. So I know my numerator is my rise. So that means from one of the points, I got to go up 1. So I go up 1. Is that my second point? No, I have to also use the run. What's my
The
run?
run 2
2. How many am I going to go over? To the left or the right?
to the right
To
2,
the right. How many? 2. So my second point is right there. How many
and that's my run
points do I need to make a line?
2.
2.
2. So I don't need any more. If I can just get this right through here. That's not going to be exact, but that would be my line. That would be my line. Okay. That's how you graph. So you need 2 things for an equation of a line. You need the slope and you need the y-intercept. To graph a line, you need 2 things. You either need 2 points, the y-intercept and the slope, and that's how you can graph your line. Okay, let's try another one real quick. Okay, so this equation of line, is this slope intercept or is this standard form?
mhm.
Is this equation slope intercept form or standard form?
Slope intercept form.
Slope intercept form. What is slope intercept form?
Y equals mx plus b.
This is what you should be saying and doing every single time. Say slope intercept form. Say y equal mx plus b. Now, notice how I put that equation right on top of the equation that I'm looking at. So I can easily tell what the slope is going to be. M stands for my what? What's the variable m stand for in this type of equation?
Slope.
M stands for slope. What does
Slope.
my b stand for?
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept. Say it every single time. Now, what's my slope of this equation?
4.
-4/3.
-4/3. You got to get the coefficient. Whatever's in front of the x. I don't care if it's a decimal. I don't care if it's a fraction. I don't care what it is. It could be a decimal, it could be a fraction, it could be a whole number. Whatever's in front of that x, if your linear equation is in slope-intercept form, whatever the coefficient is in front of that x is your slope. It's not 4/3. It's not 3/4. It is -4/3. So you got to make sure you say it correctly. It is not -3/4. It's -4/3. It's not 4/3. You can't forget that negative sign. It's -4/3. What's my y-intercept?
1.
1.
1. That is not hard. So when you get this worksheet tonight, or if you're on my site, or if you have some other resource that you're using, find a section, look at an equation, see if it's slope-intercept form, identify the slope, identify the y-intercept. So what's my first point that I'm going to graph on this coordinate plane? What is my
1.
first point? 1 on the
Y-intercept.
y, not 1 on the y-intercept, 1 on the
Axis.
y-axis. I'm a little sloppy here. I'm drawing it in. So that, matter of fact, let me stop. I'm gonna get a point. I'm gonna do it right. Okay, boom. How am I going to get to my second point? How am I going to get to my second point?
You're going to go down -4.
I'm going to go down 4.
Mhm.
Because it's negative, I'm going down 4. The negative tells you to go down. If it was positive, you would go
Up.
up. So I'm gonna go down 4. So let me use count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I went down 4. Now what am I going to do?
You're going to go to the right
3.
I'm going to go to the
times.
right 3. 1, 2. I forgot to get my my point. So down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. How many points do I need to draw a line?
2.
2. I got 2. So I just need to connect them. So, Mr. Tennessee, why are we going through this if I'm not going to see this on my exam? Because you have to have a conceptual understanding of how to find the slope and a y-intercept from an equation. So now, we're not going to graph the rest, but what I'm going to do is each person is going to take a problem, and you're going to identify the slope and you're going to identify the y-intercept for me. Okay, Keith, you're going to be up first. Number 3, y equal -2/5 x minus 2. What is the slope?
Slope is, wait a minute, what is it? Y equals -2.
So number 3 is, let me make it bigger. Hold on, let me make it bigger.
I see it.
You can see it right there.
So I would write
So what's my slope?
-2/5.
-2/5. What's my y-intercept?
-2.
-2. Perfect. Okay. Who's next? Let's see. Linnell. Number 4.
Can't see it.
Y equal -6x minus 3. Can you see it, Linnell? I
Yes.
heard somebody say they can't see it.
Yes.
You can see it. What's the slope?
-6x.
Not -6x.
-6.
-6.
Okay.
The slope It's what's in front of the X. It's not with the X.
Okay.
What's my y-intercept?
Hold on. -3.
-3. Okay, good. A- Anna,
Huh? You calling me?
yes, I'm calling you.
I'm sorry. You went out on me. I didn't hear who you was
Sorry.
calling.
Number 5. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Number 5. What
A
is the
negative
slope?
seven, negative 7.62.
What's the y-intercept? Perfect. And then is Destiny still here? I think she got logged off. Okay. So what we did was you identified your slope, identified your y-intercept. Okay. So this is what they're going to do though. So I need you to be ready. Let me show you what they're going to do. Let me find a graph first. So they're going to either ask you one or two things. Either they're going to give you a graph and you got to identify the equation, or they're going to give you the equation and you got to identify the graph. They'll give you 4 graphs. So my question to you is, looking at this graph, is the equation line y equal 2/3 x minus 2? Is it y equal negative 2/3 x plus 2? Y equal minus 3/2 x minus 2? Or is the equation y equal negative 2/3 x minus 2? But before you answer, which ones can we eliminate right away? Which
A,
ones? A, you said A, and what else?
A, mhm, and
Uh, um,
B.
A and B. So you said A and B. Does anybody else have an opinion? Which ones can we eliminate right away?
Negative,
wait a minute.
A and D.
You said A and D?
-2. And
Oh, that's a -2. It's a 3. It's a -3. Uh,
No, no. There's no negative 3s on here.
I think
No.
um
Yeah, it's
D.
actually A and C.
So you switched your answer up?
Yeah, A and C.
Okay. So A and C, A and D, and Linnell, what did you say?
there's no -3, so it gotta be C.
Is it?
Okay, let's see. First of all, you all are wrong.
C.
Mm.
The answer.
So this is what I would tell you to do. First of all, every time identify what you know. So from left to right,
It's a negative
so where I
slope,
know it's a negative slope.
Right.
So anything with a positive slope, I can get rid of,
Right.
which is A.
which is A, because this has a positive slope.
Right.
What else can we get from this graph?
Um.
You get rid of the -3.
No, stop.
You
Not what we
can
get rid of
you
first.
can
What
get
else?
you can get rid of a positive
Tell me what
2,
I
a
know first. Tell me what I know.
y intercept.
I know the y-intercept. The y-intercept is what?
is negative
Is negative what?
2.
Negative 2. So now, Anna, you said A and B first. You were
Yeah,
right.
right. Yeah.
The reason why we got rid of A, because A is a positive slope. We know
Mm-hmm.
the direction this is going, this is negative slope. It can't be A. We know the y-intercept is negative 2. So we know it
2.
can't be B because on B, the y-intercept is plus 2.
Positive.
So right
Mm-hmm.
away, those are the ones you should have been able to get rid of. A and B. So now, even if you wasn't 100% sure, now we got a 50-50 chance because you should be able to visualize and know whether slope is positive or negative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go down this line. Now, is this a point? Hold on, let me change the color to red. Let me ask you a question. Is this a point on the line? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a point on the line?
Yes.
Yes. But I can't identify the slope with those points because I don't know what
Good
this
point.
is.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I got to go down this line until I've come to a point where I have a, hold on, let me let this person in, where I can identify the integer as whole. So I'm
There's
going
a
to go down
whole
this
lot
line, and I get right here.
to the
Mm,
4.
right there.
So now, using rise over run, I can figure out my slope. Let me start with the leftmost point. To get to the second point, which direction am I going, up or down?
Down.
Down.
Down. Count with me.
1,
1, 2,
2.
2. Since I'm going down 2, is that negative or positive?
negative.
Negative.
Negative. So I got negative 2. I already know the answer right away. I don't even have to finish, but we're going to go ahead and finish. So I went down negative 2. How many do I have to go over to get to that second point?
3.
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. So I know my slope is what?
Negative.
Negative 2 over 3.
So what answer is that?
D.
D.
There you go. Listen, you have to, I don't care what question they ask you, identify what you know first. So right from this graph, we know our slope from left to right is going down. We know the slope is negative. Right away from this graph, I know the y-intercept is negative 2. I can get rid of A and B right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Boom. Let me see. Okay. This is A. This is B. This is C. This is D. Looking at this graph, is this slope positive or negative?
Positive.
It's a positive slope. What else can we tell from this graph right away?
That our y-intercept is a negative 2.
Our y-intercept is negative 2. From just that information, what multiple choice options can we get rid of?
B and C.
You said B.
A and D.
A and D.
And
Hmm.
Why? For A, is my slope positive or negative?
Is negative
It's negative. Negative what?
2.
Negative 2. My y-intercept is what?
Positive
Positive what?
2.
So we know it's not A. D, is our slope positive or negative? Oh,
You
I got
said
this.
D
yeah.
D
is a negative
is negative. So we
2.
got rid of A and D right away because we know the slope is positive. Now B and C both have positive slopes. Both B and C have a y-intercept is negative 2. So now
Negative
we have to
2.
do some work. We know to find the slope from a graph, we're going to use rise over run. So if we start at the y-intercept, we go up this line. Tell me when to stop. Can you see my little pencil movement?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually stop right there, but
Right here?
yeah,
Or right here?
no, not right there.
Right here?
Well, yeah,
Right. Okay, using rise and run from this leftmost point, how many do I need to go up?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
How many you need to go up?
To get to that second point.
One. Let me see. 1, 2.
2.
2. Mm-hmm.
I need to go over how many?
1,
1. So 2 over 1 can reduce to what?
2.
2. So I know my slope is 2. I know my y-intercept is -2. What option is that?
C.
C. Okay. Okay. Let's try a little something different. Let's do given a line. Let's identify the equation of line. So we're gonna do something different. In the previous, I used the same worksheet, but I gave you the equations and we picked from the multiple choice. But now what we want to do is identify the equation line from this graph. What do I know?
Mm-hmm.
My
What do I know?
y-intercept is a positive. My y-intercept is a +4, and we have uh um a negative slope.
Perfect. Those are the two things I know. I know it's a negative slope. I know my y-intercept is 4. So now I'm gonna come down this line. Tell me when to stop so I can have my second point so we can figure out what the slope is.
Right there.
Right there. So I know my slope is rise over run. I'm going to start from my leftmost point. What direction do I need to go in order to get to my second point?
Down.
Down. Count with me.
1, 2, 3.
Because I'm going down, is that +3 or -3?
-3.
-3. Let's go to the right. I mean, that's not what I meant to say. How can I now? Which
Mm-hmm.
direction do I need to go for my
You're going
second
to the
point?
right. You're
How
going to the
many?
right.
Count with me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So my
-3/4.
rise was -3. My run was 4. What's my slope of this line?
-3/4.
-3/4. What's my y-intercept?
4
+4.
plus 4.
What's my equation of the line?
Y equals -3/4 plus 4.
-3 over 4
4x
x.
plus
There
4.
you go. So let's check it. Number 7. This you have to know how to do. You have to understand those concepts. Number 7. There we go. Y equals -3/4 x plus 4. Okay. Now I did have a question on the email. I do want to get to it. Now it is very similar to linear equations. Okay. Now this is more advanced, but I do want to get to it because somebody specifically asked. You're
And
going to
can
have
we
one
do one with just simplifying
simplifying what?
expressions?
So for
Um
example,
I need
for
that.
for example, like 2x squared subtract 2xy plus 4xy.
say it again.
2x squared subtract 2xy plus 4xy.
So I wouldn't say subtract.
Okay.
So what I would say is 2x squared minus 2xy plus 4xy.
Oh, minus. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really say additional subtraction, right? And this is why. I'm gonna just tell you why.
Okay.
-7 plus 3, that looks like an addition problem, right?
Mhm.
How about if I change the order? 3 minus 7. That look like a subtraction problem, right? It actually is an addition problem. It actually is a subtraction problem. But the problem is we've taught with addition, when I'm adding, I'm making numbers bigger. And when I'm subtracting, I'm making numbers smaller. So when you use that in that context, addition and subtraction, and I remember addition makes a number bigger, subtraction makes it smaller, then I'm getting confused.
Well, that's
Right?
exactly what happens to me.
Yep. What happens, so we combine and sign numbers. So what you're doing is saying, if they don't have the same sign, I'm subtracting the two numbers. I don't care. Don't ignore the signs. I got a 7 and a 3. Highest number minus the lowest number. I got 4. Then you take the sign of the largest number. So 7, if I just took the 7 and the 3, 7 is a larger number. So I'm just going to take the sign of that 7. So my answer is -4 in both cases. They're the same problem. Okay. So now, in this case, this is
I'm
called...
getting ready to say, Mr. Tinsley, because you just confused the shit out of me. But okay.
Oh,
Um,
we recording it now. Now
I'm
I can't
sorry.
even
What's
put this.
wrong with
I
you, woman?
I can't even put this
I'm
on
sorry.
the internet now.
I'm sorry.
You did it that day when I made a mistake and said, so I think I said shit. So
So listen again.
Oh,
This is where, and again, this is why it's so important that you learn how to use your calculator. Why?
Okay.
Because then, if you are not sure while you're practicing,
and
you can
that's what
plug
I
it
was,
in.
and that's what I was telling the
-7
other
plus 3.
teacher. I said Mr. Tinsley used the calculator. Our other teacher, rarely used the calculator.
Listen, if you say Mr. Tinsley, it's going to create a
No,
problem.
no, I don't say your name. I
Okay.
don't say your name.
So
You say the other teacher.
most teachers do not use the calculator.
Okay.
I can tell you that for right now. What this is why I use the calculator, right? On certain types of problems. So for example, sign numbers, right? Most people fail for the first reason is because they don't finish. But I would probably the second or third reason is because of sign numbers.
Okay.
So how can you make a mistake if you know how to use the calculator? It don't matter if you dividing, multiplying,
Right. That's
right?
that's
So
what
for
I'm saying.
example, if I take ND and do -20 divided by 4, whether I know the answer is 5 or -5, I know how to type it in my calculator, and then I
Right.
can
Right.
see, oh, -5. Okay, well, I make a mistake. Oh, that's right. If they have different signs, the sign is the answer is always negative. If I'm multiplying or dividing, if they do not have the same sign, my answer is negative. If they
Okay.
have the same sign, my answer is positive. Let me
Positive.
check it.
Okay.
-20 divided by -4. My
even
answer is 5.
even in the expression, like when you're doing the
Even in listen. That's why people fail the exam, because you have to understand these concepts move on to every other concept. If you don't know the order of operations, if you don't know the exponent rules, if you don't know sign numbers, you're going to have problem solving algebraic equations.
right.
That's why I tell you,
Okay.
whole numbers, fractions, decimals, percents, sign numbers, ratio and proportions. If you can't score 80 on my first 5 sections in my my math course, you shouldn't be moving on, because those are the
Okay.
foundations of math.
Okay.
Matter of fact, watch this. I'm sorry. So you got to excuse me. You have to excuse me. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to U-turn. I'm going to make a hard left. And I'm going to make sure we know how to do sign numbers. You better stop, miss. You better stop playing, miss. That's right. So let me ask you a question. Number 1, is my answer positive or negative?
Positive.
Negative.
What? So I heard positive and I heard negative. What did
Okay.
I say?
Positive.
Same sign positive,
Same
different sign
sign,
negative.
positive, different
Right.
sign, negative. Right.
Positive
So
2.
it's positive. Mm-hmm.
Number 2, is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
24
Negative,
divided by 12?
negative
2.
two.
You see what I'm doing? First of all, I'm identifying if it's positive or negative. Then I'm doing the calculation.
Right.
Right.
Negative 20 divided by negative 2. Is my answer positive or negative?
Negative 10.
No.
No, it's
Positive.
positive.
Positive. I wrote that negative on purpose. I wanted to see who was going to
Yeah,
follow my
I
I-
fell for it. I
Positive.
fell for it.
positive 10 because they're both what?
Negative.
Same sign.
Negative. Same sign positive, different
Okay.
sign negative.
Okay.
Number 6. Is my answer positive or negative?
Positive.
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 66 divided by 6 is what?
Is 11.
Is 11. That's, listen. Okay. Let's go to multiplication. Real easy. Number 24. Is the answer positive or negative?
Is negative.
Negative. What's 6 times 4?
Negative 24.
24.
So my answer is negative 24. It's number 26. Is my answer going to be positive or negative? Number
Positive.
26,
Positive.
positive. What's
Yeah.
5 times 9?
45.
45.
That's it. You should never have problems with sign numbers again. Okay, Mr. Tizzy, I understand multiplying and dividing. Bam. Yeah, I had it ready for you. I had it ready for you. What's minus 12 plus 7? So again, I'm looking at the two numbers. I got a minus 12 and I got a 7, right? I already know the difference between the two numbers. I don't care about their signs right now. I'm just looking at the 12 and the 7. What's 12 minus 7?
That's a negative 5.
It's 5. So 12 minus 7 is 5. And then I'm taking the sign of the largest
Of the
number.
highest number.
Negative 5.
Negative 5.
That's if you have different signs.
Hmm.
If you have different, if when you're combining sign numbers, if they're different signs, you subtract the two numbers and take the sign of the largest number. If they had the same sign, you add them. So minus 10 minus 7 is minus 17. You add them, keep the same sign. So let's check it. 1 is negative 5, 2 is negative 17. 1 is negative 5, 2 is negative 17. And then, again, we know how to use our calculator right now. So we're not worrying about if we get it wrong. What we're doing is we're going to practice enough to where this is not going to be a problem. So I'm going to learn how to put this in my calculator. I'm going to learn how to, if a number begins with a negative, or if the negative is in parentheses, I'm going to use the negative next to enter. So I'm going to put parentheses. I'm going to hit the negative next to enter, 12, close my parentheses, plus 7. Did I get the same answer? Yes, I did. Every time you study for this GED, you should have your calculator. You should have your formula sheet. You should have scrap paper. Every single time. Because this calculator is going to make it easy for you. If listen, you just said, you confused it out of me. You were so frustrated, you cursed.
Well, wait a minute, Mr. Chancy, because I was trying to figure out what that had to do with the equation I asked you about.
Because if you don't know how to combine sign numbers, you won't know how to combine like terms.
Like terms. Okay. Got you.
So
That's all I was asking.
Right. So let me show you. Now, I don't remember the same exact problem, but it don't matter. Let's do it. Watch this. You said 2x squared minus 2xy plus 4xy. So when you're doing this problem, you have to recognize that these two terms here are like terms because they share the same variables.
Variables. Okay.
Once I identify those as like terms, I look at the coefficients. Minus 2 plus 4. They have separate signs. They have different signs. So I'm subtracting the two numbers. 4 minus 2 is 2. My sign of my biggest number is a positive 4. So
positive.
positive 2. So I know when I combine this like terms, I'm gonna have 2x squared plus 2, and I'm gonna keep my variables x, y.
Okay.
Gotta know how to combine like
Okay.
terms.
Oh,
Guess what? If you can't do that, you can't multiply binomials. If you can't multiply binomials, you probably can't do quadratic fractions. That's each concept in math, right, builds on the previous concept. So the first concepts, can I add, subtract, multiply, and divide? Do I know multiplication is adding of the same number multiple times? Do I know division is subtracting that number several times? For example, let me just give you mental math. I just did this, right? Watch this. So a young lady had problems with 9 times 8. She would go 8, 16, 24. She would count on the fingers all the way up till she got to 72. On 2 or 3 separate occasions, she forgot where she started. She had to start over. You got to be able to use mental math. So the first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I don't know what 9 times 8 is, but I sure know what 10 times 8 is. That's easy. I can do that. Start with what you know. I know 10 times 8 is 80. I know when I'm multiplying or dividing, I'm either adding or subtracting. So since I know multiplication, I'm adding. If I want to go back the other way, I got to subtract. 80 minus 8, 72. I just figured out what 9 times 8 was. Because I know 10 times 8. For example, she had this problem. 40 times, let me not do that. Let me do 30 times 8. Now, I would say 8 times 3 is 24, add a 0, right? But what you can also do is start with what you know. If I double 30, I get 60. If I half 8, I get 4. I also get 240. It's several ways you can do math. But what's most important is certain concepts you need to know. You need to know your multiplication tables. You need to know all your squares to at least 10. You need to know all your perfect squares, 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared. You need to know those corresponding square roots. You need to know your fraction, decimal, percent equivalents. 1/2 is 0.5 is 50%. 1/8 is 0.125, which is 12.5%. You should know those. If you don't, and this is why. You need to know your sign numbers. This is why. Because when you get to harder math concepts, you don't want to doubt yourself. You don't want to doubt, is 5 times minus 4, is that positive 20 or negative 20? Oh my God, why can't I remember? Oh my God. Then you start, that's what happens when you're doing math. So there's certain concepts you have to know, you have to have them down. Sign numbers is one of those concepts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you the linear equations, because people were having issues with multiplying and combining sign numbers. Now they call it adding and subtracting integers. And that's correct, right? But again, that looks like an addition problem. To me, nah, I'm not worried about that. I know the signs of those two numbers are different. The difference, 12 minus 5, 12 minus 7 is 5. Highest number, 12 is bigger than 7. I'm going to take that sign of that biggest number, negative 5. Minus 17, 15, 6, 7, gets minus 36, minus 20. I already know, I can look at it right away. If you're taking 2 to 3 minutes to do a sign number problems, you don't know it well enough.
Question. All right, so number 2, right?
Number 2. Let me make it bigger. Mm-hmm. So
I
let me
see.
ask you a question.
Negatives. Mm-hmm.
Are these the same thing?
Um,
Or is what I wrote and what's on this paper, are they the same calculation? Are they the same thing? Are they equivalent? So remember I told you multiplication.
that's
What does a positive and a negative make?
you got subtract. I mean, take the sign out of the larger number, right?
Not with multiplication and division.
Um,
Same sign, positive, different sign, negative. So since they
no,
have different signs, this is actually minus 10 minus 7. When two signs are next to each other, it's multiplication. So if you see two signs next to each other with no number in between them, it's like multiplication. Let me see, try to find another
oh
one. Hold
yeah,
on.
that's right
Like
here.
right here.
Multiplication.
So these two signs are next to each other. I know a positive and a negative make a negative.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to know that, right? You have to know
Mm-hmm.
that, right? So again, combine it. So sign numbers
Mm-hmm.
will help you with combining like terms. Combining like terms will help you with multiplying binomials. Multiplying binomials would help you with solving quadratic equations. So if you should notice that a lot of these concepts, right, are related, right? So let me do the system of equations problem, even though, um, so, but I'm gonna show you two ways. So I'm gonna say, let me do this in my head real quick. Okay. So if I gave you this, if I said A was 2 plain, 5 fancy, B was 4 plain, 3 fancy, C is 5 plain, 2 fancy, and D was 6 plain, 1 fancy. So Kristen spent $131 on shirts. Fancy shirts cost $28. Plain shirts cost $15. If she bought a total of 7, then how many of each kind did she buy? This is a system of equations. What I would tell you is, I wouldn't tell you to solve this as a system of equations. What I would tell you is use the multiple choice answers to solve this problem. So, if I was going to solve it by system of equations, I'm going to call fancy shirts X, plain shirts Y. So, Kristen spent 131, that's a given. Fancy shirts cost 28, that's a given. Plain shirts cost 15, that's a given. She bought a total of 7 shirts, that's a given. So, I know X plus Y equals 7. I know 28X plus 15Y equal 131. Listen, right there, your head just exploded because each of you was saying, I don't even know how he got there. Am I right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. So look, that's a system. That's how they want you to do it. That's why this problem is considered difficult. What I'm saying to you is don't even do it that way. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want you to learn how to do system of equations, because I do. I do. I would want you to learn how to do system of equations. But what I'm telling you is, first of all, figure out what you know. I know 7 shirts. So if I look at A, 2, 5 makes 7, 4, 3 makes 7, 5, 2 makes 7, 6, 1 makes 7. So each of those multiple choice, I got 7 shirts. Everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
I know that my plain shirts cost 15, and I know my fancy shirts cost 28. So I'm going to grab my calculator and I'm going to plug those items in for each multiple choice. So for multiple choice A, 2 plain costs 15, plus 5 fancy that costs 28. I know this is the right answer if I get what number?
131.
131. So when I press enter, did I get 131?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to try the second one. I'm going to do 4. 4 times 15 plus 3 times 28. Did I get 131?
No.
No. Let me try the third one. 5 times 15 plus 2 times 28. I hit enter. Did I get 131?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't have to spend 5 to 10 minutes trying to solve this problem.
Process of elimination.
The person who sent me this email spent 11 minutes trying to solve this problem. So that means, listen, I need you to understand. If you
Well, I
spend
would have did
11 minutes,
that too. That would have been me.
right.
Yeah,
So
you're
listen.
supposed to move on.
Me too.
So it's 2 things you should have did. Once you looked at this and you was 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes in, flag it for review, skip it.
Right.
I'm
I mean, I
You
got
should
that,
not be
but
spending 11 minutes on any one problem. I don't care what the problem is.
Cause you on the clock.
Why? Because if you spend 11 minutes on one problem, you didn't get to that easy one. You didn't get to that medium question. So now you ran out of time, or you running out of time, right? So again, first of all, if you see a difficult problem, by practicing, when you're doing quadratic equations, system of equations, linear equations, parallel line, perpendicular lines, ratio, by practicing on my website, you're going to know the problems you can do and can't do. You're going to identify the problems you spend a lot of time on and ones you can do quickly. So when you get to the exam, you're going to know, read the question first. So you identify your givens. You're going to know what direction to go. Oh, this is a system of equations. You know what? When I was practicing, this took me like 8 minutes. And you know what? What did Mr. Tennessee say? Flag for review. Wait till I finish and come back to it. But you should also be hearing in my ear, hold on. What do I know? First of all, I know there's 7 shirts. So let me look at these multiple choice and make sure all my numbers add up to 7. So my 2 and 5 make 7, my 4 and 3 make 7, 5 and 2 make 7, 6 and 1 make 7. So I know, first of all, they satisfied that second equation that said I got to have 7 shirts. Okay. I know that my total bill at the body shirts must be $131. I know my plain shirts cost 15. I know my fancy shirts cost 28. So as I plug these numbers in, that's a valuation. When you plug numbers in, when you substitute numbers in, right? We substituting the numbers in because we know how much a plain shirt costs. We know how much a fancy shirt costs. Now I'm plugging them in. How long did it take me to get to 131? It took me about 45 seconds.
Right. Okay.
She said she spent over 11 minutes on this problem and still got it wrong. Listen to what I'm telling you. I can't say it enough. You're going through my course. You got your calculator. You got your formula sheet. You got your scrap paper. You go through those first 5 sections all the way up to exponents, making sure you got 75, 80, or above. Then as you're moving through area and perimeter, as you're moving through volume, as you're moving through linear equations, you're learning how to use the calculator to solve those problems. You're using your calculator to solve those problems. Like Keith said, The teacher not going to telling you to use the calculator, but watch this. I'm gonna show you something. I saw this the other day. I think I took a picture of it. The young lady sent me a picture. It was from my math course, and it was a. Let me see if I can draw it. It was a uh, square pyramid. Hold on. Let me get my pencil. I don't know how well I'm be able to draw this, but let's see. So it gave her a square pyramid. It said that a height is 6 and one of the sides is 20 feet. She said, Mr. Tinsley, I couldn't do the problem because I couldn't find the area because I didn't have a length and a width. She was trying to remember instead of identify her givens. First of all, what type of pyramid do you have? A square. What do we know about square? All sides are equal.
The same. Yeah.
So if this side is 20, this side is also what?
20.
This side is also what?
20.
This side is also what?
20.
So if I'm trying to find the area of the base, my length and width are the same thing. 20 times 20. Okay? So that means my area of the base is 400 feet squared. Okay? Now, I know the volume of a pyramid is area of the base times the height divided by 3. So if I know my area of the base is 400, I know my height, which was given to me, which is 6. And I know because it comes to a point, so that's a pyramid, a cone, I need to divide by 3. So that's 2,400 divided by 3, which is 800 cubic feet, or 800 feet to the third power. But she had just did a rectangular pyramid. She did it right. She just did a cone. She did it right. But in her mind, she was thinking, I can't figure out the area of the base because I don't know the width. But the thing she forgot, identify your givens. What's the shape? What do I know about that shape? Oh, it's a square. Squares have all sides equal. My height is 6. What else do I know? Oh, the formula to find the volume of a pyramid is area of the base times the height divided by 3. Now, I'm plugging in. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even did that by hand. What I would have said was, let me grab my calculator. Hold on. I just lost it. What did I do? What I would have did was, I'm letting my calculator do all the work. V equal base times height. ND, 20 times 20, or 20 squared, because I know what a square is, times my height, which is 6, divided by 3. Now, I didn't spend 2 minutes on that problem. I spent 15 seconds.
And that's the answer.
Because I know what square means. The same number multiplied by itself. So now I just put 20 squared times 6 divided by 3. I'm in and out. I'm gone. But the only way, I can't stress to you enough, whatever concept you're working on, the problem is you're doing this type of problem. You're doing this type of problem. You're over here. You're over there. You're everywhere. Make sure you can do all the ratio proportions. That's that's scale. Proportions. Boom, I'm done that. What's next? Let me go my area and perimeter. Do I know how to find the area perimeter of a rectangle, a square, a parallelogram, a trapezoid, a circle? Do I know how to find the area, area and perimeter of those? If I do, what's next? Do I know how to find the volume of a sphere, a pyramid, a cone, a rectangular prison, a cube? What if I get in a cylinder? I know how to do that. Go to the next thing. So you can either go sequential like that or use your score report. Your score report details what you need to work on. So if it says evaluating an algebraic expression, you work on algebraic expressions by hand. You work on algebraic expressions using the calculator. You work on evaluating a function using the calculator. That's 3 to 4 problems on your exam right there. Now, I got that down. What's next that I don't understand? Oh, find the equation of a parallel or perpendicular line. You go into my math course, find parallel and perpendicular lines, read my notes, practice till you got it. Then move on to the next thing on your score report. Most people only have about 15 things or 20 things on your score report. So if you do 1 or 2 things a day, you're done in a week to 2 weeks. What's happening is you're trying to learn every nook and cranny of this math. And remember, this is through 12th grade. We don't have 12 years to go through this stuff again. We don't have that. So you have to be smart in how you decide what you're going to study. So first of all, first 5 sections of my math course: whole numbers, fractions, decimals, percents, ratio, proportions, exponents. I think that's 6. I said 5. I think it's 6. It might be 7. I don't know. Anyway, those are your foundations and sign numbers. Those are the foundations of your math. If those are strong, everything else, nothing else is going to be difficult. Why? Because with the calculator and the math course, there's no problem you won't be able to do. Let me show you what I just did today real quick before we leave. Let me show you what I just did today. Watch this. This is, listen, watch this. I'm going to show you something. This is I worked hard on this. Let me make sure this is the right thing. Yeah, modules. So that's linear equations by elimination. I was just showing someone how to do that. But watch this. I'm gonna show you something.
Kensley, how do I get into the CK12 though? I don't have that.
Well, this math course has CK12 and Khan Academy in my own course. So if you want to get to this course, you gotta send me an email. I'll put you in. If you want to get a CK12, that's easy. All you need is a Gmail.
Okay.
And then if you have a CK12, you can just go. You can also use my math course, right? And all you got to do is click on the links in my course, and it'll take you to those links in your CK12.
All right.
Either way, everything I use is free resources. So
Yeah, I
CK12.
think I had one. I think I had the CK12, but for some reason I'm not getting into it right now.
Watch this.
Yeah, it could be a problem.
All right. So what I'm gonna do next week, the first part of this class, I'll show everybody how to make an account. We'll make an account, and I'll make sure everybody know how to get in. Watch this. That sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
All right,
It
watch
worked
this.
for me.
Watch this. Oh, did I not put it in yet? Oh, don't tell me I didn't put it in yet. There we go, right there. So what I did today was I created a full practice GED. It randomly picks 55 questions. So for example, I'm gonna go to preview. So it will take 5 questions for your first 5. Right? Hold on. What is the distance between 7 and -1? Right? It's a little slow. It's loading up slow. What's the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared? Find the distance between -15 and 29. I don't know why it's loading up so slow, but my point is this. The first 5 questions are all going to be questions from the first 5. It's going to take 5 randomly selected questions. So every time you take this
See,
test,
these are the
it's
ones
going to
I
be
have a
different.
problem with right here.
The one you just went,
Simplifying. Yeah,
the one we,
simplifying.
this one right here.
What is that?
That.
That's the one you
Yeah,
talking about? All right,
simplify.
this
Yeah,
this the last one
following
we're gonna do.
equation.
This is the last one we're gonna do for the night because I gotta go get, Eagles come on tonight. I gotta go
Yeah,
get,
I
find my
I
know.
gotta
Eagles
go get
shirt.
I
my wife
know.
medicine.
Trust me.
I
I
gotta.
gotta
I
So
go to
was just gonna
CVS.
disappear,
I
but
sent
we're
you a
going.
problem.
watch. You sent me a problem
Yeah, so I just sent it to you.
in my mail.
Yep.
All right. So what I'm gonna do this one first, and then I'm gonna answer that one real quick. Watch this.
All right.
So first of all, I gotta use distributive property. 12A plus 12B. Right.
Okay.
Plus 4. See, not addition. Plus 4 times 2A. That's 8A. Plus 4 times minus B, minus 4B. Minus 6 times A, minus 6A. Minus 6 times 2B is minus 12B. So you must know how to multiply sign numbers. The next thing you must know how to do, combine like terms. We got 12A, we got 8A, we got minus 6A. Because they all have the same variable. So 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 minus 6 is 14. So I got 14A. So since I know my first term is 14A, I know it's not A, I know it's not B. So at least now I got a 50-50 chance. Right? Now, 12B minus 4B is 8B. But I'm not even going to do it that way. I know 12B and minus 12B cancel each other out. All I have left is minus 4B.
4B.
That's my answer.
Okay.
That's multiplying sign numbers. That's combining like terms. So let me look at this one that she just sent in my email. Oh, this is called, and let me go to a blank sheet real quick because I'm going to have to write it down because by the time I load it up and change it, it's going to be forever. So it says A is equal to 3, B is equal to 2, and C equal -1. A times B plus 5 plus C. So wherever A is, I'm going to put a 3. So 3 in parentheses. Everywhere I see a B, I'm going to put a 2. 2 plus 5 plus, everywhere I see a C, I'm going to put a -1. So 3, 2 plus 5, -1. Remember, a positive and a negative make a negative. So that becomes 5 minus 1. 3, 7 minus 1. 3 times 6, 18. Now, what I'm saying to you is, this is what I'm saying to you. I don't even need to.
Wait. Slow
Yo,
down, Mr. Tennyson. Slow down.
the Eagles come on. Hold on.
I know, right?
Yo.
Your first step, okay, in this equation is A times B plus 5 plus C. Okay. Now, okay. All right, I think I answered my own question. So the A is the 3 and the B is the 2, which makes me have 5.
Right. So
Okay.
this 3 is right there. This B is right there. This C is right there, that -1. I then combine,
Okay.
see what I did? This
Okay.
turned to a -1 is right there. I combine these two to get 7 minus 1. Remember, left to right. Please
Left to
excuse
right.
my dear Aunt Sally. I need to simplify everything in my parentheses first.
Right.
7 minus 1 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. But this is what I'm saying. Watch this. I'm not even doing all that. I'm not even doing all that. What I'm doing while I'm learning how to do it, I'm going to do all that. But when I get to my exam, this is what I'm doing. Watch this. Watch this. I'm not wasting my time. Once I know how to do it, once I put the hard work in, right? Once I put the hard work in, watch this. 3, store A. 2, store B.
Okay, okay.
Minus
Okay.
1, store C.
See, okay.
Then I'm going to write this the same thing. Watch this. A, in parentheses, B, plus 5, plus C. Parentheses, bam, I'm done. 30 seconds.
Hold that there.
Okay.
Hold that there.
Okay.
Listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Understand the basic concepts. Then, to go with these concepts, using my ebook, using my math course to show you how to use this calculator. This problem is not going. You see all the steps that I did to do that first? You see how many questions you had? Hey, this, hey, that. I don't even got to do that. I plugged them in, plugged my expression in, hit enter, and I'm done. I'm going on to my next problem. You still writing parentheses down.
You're right.
Done.
You're
'Cause I
right.
always
You the
try
pro.
to do it by hand first. So
So what I'm saying is, you do it by hand while you learn how to do it. Once you have a conceptual understanding, then you're saying, okay, how can I use my calculator? Because now, when I see this type of problem, so it doesn't matter. Listen. Let me see if I got it open real quick. Let me see if I got it open real quick. Study guide. There we go, right? Is that the one I'm looking for? No, I'm looking for GED. Let me
Mrs.
see if I can.
Tinsley, I gotta go.
Okay, no problem. No
Medicine.
problem. Go ahead. I'm there with you. I
All
want
right.
my Eagles is on.
I see y'all. I'm gonna be here next Monday.
Okay.
all right.
All right.
Yeah.
But watch this. I'm going to show you something. Let me load this up real quick. And again, this is a practice GED that they give you. Look at this problem right here. I'm not plugging nothing in. I'm grabbing my calculator. Watch this. Watch, because now I understand how to do it. I know how to use my calculator. Watch. 3, store X, minus 6, store Y. 36X, minus 8Y squared. I'm done.
Okay.
B, 15 seconds.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, learn how to evaluate the algebraic expression. Learn how to evaluate a function. Once you learn how to do it, once you have a conceptual understanding, now you pull the calculator in, know how to do it with the calculator. So now when you get to your exam, because Mr. Tinsley already told me this is going to be 3 to 4 problems on my exam.
Right.
So now you can chalk up and say, I got 3 or 4 problems in the bag. I learned how to do my first 5. That's 5 in the bag. How to evaluate an algebraic expression. How to evaluate a function. Now, how to store a number in the calculator. In the bag. That's 9 questions already.
Okay.
So again, listen. My recommendation to you is to use my math course. Learn how to do the basics. Make sure you know how to do the basics. Then you're going to follow along with the ebook, each lesson. Using a practice test, though. Once you got that basics down, go take a practice test. Because we're not trying to study everything. Once you take the practice test, it's going to identify what you need to work on.
I already took mine. So I wrote everything I'm working on. I wrote down in the book. That's why I'm working on certain, you know what I mean? I wrote that I went back in there and wrote everything that it said that I need help, I need to work on.
There you go.
So I've been checking it off because I got the squares, the cubes, I got the 100 on that. And I think you said I got 7.5 on the first 5 questions.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
And that's what you do. Because we don't have 2 years to be doing this.
It is best to just go in there and take a practice test because it can give you an idea of what it is you need to math.
Yeah. And then my course, I got Khan Academy.
Yeah.
I got CK12. I got my own assessments I made. I got so much practice.
Yeah.
And then if you do practice and you get it wrong, you can say, Mr. Tinsley, I took a practice. I didn't know how to do number 8. Can you do that
Right.
on Monday's class? Yes.
Yeah. Mm,
You got me? All
yeah.
right. I gotta go
Okay.
find my
All
Eagle
right.
shirt. I
All
gotta
right,
go
All right.
y'all.
make
Thank
my wing. I
you.
gotta go
See
make
everybody next week.
my
All
Have a
right.
buffalo
good
See
wings
ya.
week.
green.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
Bye bye.
All right. Thank you.